Yeah. All right. Hello, hello. Happy Friday, everybody. It's Kate and Corey here coming to talk to you and share a little bit about our story, a little bit about our coaching journey, and just kind of talk very candidly and open about maybe some hesitations and fears that those of you who have considered coaching, or maybe a coach has asked you if you have ever considered coaching and linking arms with us and joining this amazing journey, but you're kind of like, what is all this about? I have no idea. So we're kind of here to talk all the things. This is the first time we are actually doing it this way, where we're streaming from Zoom right into Facebook. I'm really excited to do it this way. So if you guys have any questions, if you're hopping on live, please put them in the comments below, and we'll make sure that we go back and check those before we sign off. And maybe as Kate's kind of talking, I will go in and kind of check those comments if we have any, and then vice versa. Like while I'm talking, maybe Kate can pop in. And if you're listening to the playback, please comment, ask questions. This is a private group. It is a safe place. I know, it's so exciting, right? It is a safe place to ask questions, really be honest, and just if something's on your heart, you guys, we are open books. We are not trying to scam you into anything. So if there's a hesitation or something that you're concerned about, or you just don't know, just ask. Okay. We would much rather you ask the question and us provide an answer for you. Or if it's something that we don't know or we've never seen before, we'll figure it out and work through it with you. Okay. All right, cool. So I guess I'll kind of kick things off since I'm already in it, and then I can kind of pass it to Kate. And like I said, we're just going to kind of go back and forth. So for those of you who don't know me, I am Corey Mayo. I am the mama bear of Team Living Healthy and Fit. And when I started this journey as a coach, I had no idea what this was going to blossom into, but we'll kind of talk about that a little bit as we get into things. I have been using Beachbody products for almost 11 years. My husband and I started our journey in January of 2012 and have been going ever since. So I'm a busy mom of two boys. Keaston is 12, Beckett is 9. Keaston plays travel hockey, and he's in hockey a good 9 months out of the year. And the other 3 months he plays select baseball. So that's crazy. And then Beckett is now playing basketball. We're just starting with rec ball to see if it's his thing. We haven't found what he loves just yet. I do coach full time, and then I also help run my family's business from home now. I recently moved home to do that, which is really exciting. And I've been married to my husband, Paul, for we're coming up on 14 years. So, but we've been together for almost 18 years, which is really freaking crazy to think about and say that out loud, that I'm old enough to have been in a relationship for that long. But we won't dive into that too much. So, right, details. But coaching is really something that has become a huge part of my life. It is something that I love to do. And while this is a business and it has provided a lot of abundance and freedom and flexibility for our family, at the end of the day, this fills my heart with so much joy and purpose that I would still be here even if I wasn't getting a paycheck. So that will kind of give you a little bit of insight of how our team operates, and that we lead with love in our heart, and the mission and the income is a reflection of how big our hearts are. Okay. So that's kind of my welcome. Hey, I'm going to mute myself and let Kate kind of tell a little bit about her story.
All right, guys, Kate Kamer here. My story when it comes to Beachbody is so convoluted because I had a lot of like start and stop moments. Mindset, I would say, is probably the biggest challenge that I had when it came to all of this, regardless of where I was physically. When it comes to getting consistent with Beachbody or now BODi as it's called, I would say that it very much coincided with the fact that I truly started to lean into coaching. The wellness group is amazing, and being a client, Corey is my coach. I'm one of the leading coaches on her team, and then I have my own team, Purpose Fire Rising, as well. But like I did really well with the wellness group aspect, but when it came to consistency, for me, I don't know. I needed to be put in a place where like I needed to lead by example. Like I think I was in a place where I just didn't really feel like I could show up for myself. So I could show up for others. So I would say as far as like being consistent with BODi and like with the progression I've had from that, I don't know, it's probably been like 3 years, I would say, where it's been like consistent. And in that time, my goodness, I am a mom of a little girl that's going to be 5 in January, and I don't know how that's possible. I turned our lives upside down. I guess not last, well, yeah, last year, the end of last year, and asked for a divorce, which was a long time coming. And I very much have my coaching community, these amazing women, to thank for just being one of the only constants that we had during that season. And we're coming out the other side of that now, and it's so amazing. But I'm doing the whole like single mom thing. I do coach. I do also have a part-time job, working from home as well, and then doing the whole like solo parenting thing is just super exciting. But when it comes to the whole coaching aspect, I don't know. I always talk about how it's like the most amazing opportunity that I can't live without, and I never even knew it existed. Um, I think it's just one of those things that I don't know, like I never it was never on my radar to ever do anything like this. Never work with people, period, let alone coach them or help them with their health or anything like that. And now it's like, again, we'll talk about this as we move on, but like, I mean, Corey and I, like, we literally spend our days lifting people up and helping people overcome their own like internal and external challenges, and just helping them to navigate this life and just feel good. Like I think that's one thing that I love about this team is that our mission is very much, I mean, yes, like we're here because this is a business. Yes, we're here because everyone has different income goals and lifestyle goals when it comes to this sort of thing. But at the end of the day, we're really all here because we just want to help people, and that means a lot. There's an insane amount of purpose that comes with something like this, and to get to share that with other people is pretty amazing. So that is what I will say. And then I don't know how you want to do it, Corey. If you just want to start, I don't know if you want to start with if you want to talk objections or how you want to go about
Well,
taking
so
it from
I
here.
love that you shared that like this is something you didn't even know existed, because I think that that's so relatable. And was actually I I personally didn't have a lot of hesitation. I had like some concerns. It was something new, and shocker, Kate knows this very much about me, that I am very type A and very analytical.
And I'm the
Like
opposite.
to the point that it's painful at times. um uh so I like to know all the details, but like Kate was saying, that like it's something she didn't even know existed, and I really didn't either. And honestly, when I enrolled to be a coach, it was more for the discount on Shakeology, because I had used it for like a week and I was hooked. Like I just felt better. I had more energy, and as a mom of an 18-month-old at the time, like having more energy was right up my alley, right? And it was pre-energized, so to have more energy with my Shakeology, I was all in. But I didn't really know what the coaching aspect of things was going to look like. I didn't know if I was even going to build a business with it. I didn't know what that looked like. I really didn't even know anything about network marketing or social
Mm-mm.
marketing or anything. And I think that now, as we're sharing this with you guys, if I take a step back, I think it's even a little bit more intimidating now for you guys coming in and learning more, because there are companies out there that really push the hustle and the burnout, and that you're going to have to spend hours and hours and hours bending over backwards and sacrificing your life to build a substantial business. You're laughing at me.
I'm sorry. I'm a
And
child.
and then there's the other aspect of, there are so many influencers out there, and so many people that are dominating the social media space, that if you're not a creator on social media, you're more of a consumer. So you scroll through the reels and you look at stuff, you are already in your head that you can't create that, that you can't make those posts. You couldn't come up with that content. But let's just look at it. Though the people that you're following, especially the influencers who have thousands and thousands of followers, they started with no followers. Kate and I started with no followers. Kate and I started with not even knowing how we were going to navigate this business. So I think it's so important to remember that all those people you admire or that you're following or that inspire you, or the coach who has inspired you to be open to be here today, started as a beginner, started right where you are. So I don't want the overwhelm of not knowing how to navigate all of this hold you back from being open to learning and giving yourself space to grow. So I guess for me, the hesitation was really more financial, just because at the time we were living paycheck to paycheck. So like I said, I enrolled to be a coach to save on Shakeology, just to give us a little bit of a buffer. And then I realized that I could maybe make a little bit of money, even if it was just a little bit, to help offset the Shakeology I was buying each month. So what about you, Kate? What do you feel like was your biggest hesitation?
Man, well, so like when I technically became a coach, I mean, I did just sign up for the discount. So I don't really think that was when I became a coach. I think my coach enrollment date and my actual like coach start date are two totally different things. But and I was terrified of what everybody was going to say. I mean, yes, there was the financial aspect. We were in the same boat. Like I was home with Eve and we had a single income at the time. And so I was worried about that. I was worried about like, what he was going to say. It's like, oh, you're just, you're wasting money. You're buying this stuff and you're trying to do this coach thing and it's not going to come to anything. And then I was terrified to put myself out there on social media because at the time there were so many parts of my life that I didn't want to share. And I think for me, it was a bit of a learning curve in my head to understand that like, yes, like we are going to share our lives on social media, but you get to choose what aspects of your life you're going to share. Like in no way do you become a coach and all of a sudden like everything, like all of your dirty laundry is out there for everybody to see. Like at the end of the day, yes, like there are a lot of people who own the social media world, like there is a lot of that out there. We are not influencers. Now that isn't to say that there are coaches out there that do both, that coach and are influencers, but we're there to utilize social media as from a marketing perspective in order to connect and grow relationships with new people. We're not there to sell product via social media in my eyes. Like we have conversations through social media and then like the real work happens when somebody enrolls with you. Like the majority of the work that we do is behind the scenes. No one even sees it. Like you see us posting a couple workout videos and doing a live once in a while, posting content. Everybody's all about the reels. And yes, like we, as a team, like we're there to help people to learn that. But at the end of the day, like that's just a small part of it. And to me, it's fun. Like I enjoy creating stuff. Like I used to not. Like I used to be terrified of it. I don't know. Like for me, becoming a coach, I think the biggest transition, I mean, I've had a lot of transition, but I think the biggest transition was learning to just not give a shit about what anybody thought or said. It's so much more easy. Life is so much more easy when you're just yourself and then no one tells you, or like it's not in your brain. Like you spend so much time worrying about what all these people you currently know are going to think, and you don't even think about the fact that you're going to meet all of these people who are actually your people. And it's like, holy shit, like my tribe is out there. I just needed to put myself out there to find them. So I think for me that was probably my biggest hurdle. And it stopped me a couple times because like I attempted to coach a couple times and got in my head about it and like backed off. And it wasn't until I finally was like, damn it, I'm just gonna do me. And we'll go from there. And then it's been up and up ever since. So here we are. But yeah.
I think it's so important to remember too that like people are going to have something to say. You're either doing too much or you're not doing enough, depending on who you ask, right? So why let that person or those people determine your path? What is
They don't
going
pay
to
your
fulfill
bills.
you, right? At the end of the day, you wake up with you and you go to bed with you,
Yeah.
right? So you have to create your happiness, right? I was listening to a training the other day, and it was actually I think I drew it out. I did, and you guys can. I wasn't planning on sharing this, but you can totally laugh at
You
my.
drew it.
I did. You can laugh at my stick people, but if I can find it, it's going to serve its point.
Wait, you drew stick people? Did I hear
These are
you
my
did?
welcome to my stick people. Okay, so for visual purposes, this is you. These are all the people in your life.
I'm sorry, I thought you were joking.
No, I'm not joking because I wanted to use this for a training, but we're going to use it right now because
You're
it's
so much
fitting.
better than me. I'll never be.
Well, Rachel BODi had it on a whiteboard, so hers was way more
Okay.
classy than mine in a notebook. But okay, so just work with me here for a minute, okay? This is you. These are all the people in your life. All of these people love and support you and are rooting for you to have success in life, except for this one person who has a sad face.
Mark them in red.
Mark them in red. X amount. But we'll let that person, you could get on a post or something that you did, you could get 100 compliments on what you did and that they're so proud of you and you're such an inspiration. You do so amazing, whatever, right? They look up to you. But that one person who's going to be the Debbie Downer is who you focus on. Why don't they get it? Why don't they just understand what I'm trying to do? Why don't they? No. We have to learn to create our happiness because there are some people in life who just aren't there yet. But by
And
you
never will
focus
be.
and maybe never will be, or maybe they will be because they saw you just keep going.
You're so glass half full. I'm surprised.
Yeah. Yeah, shocked, right? But that, I mean, that really is the reality. So kind of back to, we'll get away from my stick people drawing on my notebook.
I love your stick people. Well, and I love that too because it's like a perfect like what do you have to prove to anybody? You know, it's like
True.
so it's like, okay, I want to have something that I can create a side income or maybe a full-time income in the time that I have, you know, because I don't know hardly anybody who starts coaching and they aren't either home with kids, working another job. Like everybody starts doing this while they're doing something else, almost always. So like you're wanting accountability with your health. You get a taste of what it's like to help other people, and that feels really fucking good. You get yourself in this group of women where it's like, wow, like they actually get me. Like we're all so different, but they get me and they embrace me and love me for who I am. And it's like all these things, like you feel good about all of it. And then it comes to the sharing aspect, and it's like, who the fuck do you have to prove to anybody? Like what you're doing makes you happy. You're helping other people, and I mean, who cares? Like, and I say that so offhandedly because it is a big mental hurdle to get over that. But like you get on the other side of it and it's like, man, I devoted so much energy to worrying about this like handful of people that at the end of the day are irrelevant. And I mean, that's kind of mean to say, but it is true.
Mm-hmm.
And I think something too that was a big shift for me mentally was that there were a lot of people that were really happy being in my life because of the way that I used to be. And I didn't really like that person. She didn't stand up for herself. She was a pretty negative person, like spent a lot of time gossiping like that, you know, like she wasn't like a super happy person. And like the people who liked her like that, they didn't like me as much as I became who I am now. Whereas like now I'm like, I'm very comfortable and happy with who I am. And so why would I want to go back to being unhappy to please people that, yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
Oh my gosh. It
And
doesn't, but it can be very easy to stay stuck in that cycle for sure.
oh, I think so. I think so.
Because
Well,
it's
it's so hard to
uncomfortable
break.
to break out of that, right? It's uncomfortable to push beyond, but it's like we talk about this all the time in our team trainings, you guys. Which is, you are a mess. Did you just about knock over your light?
My light just fell and scared the crap out of me. Okay, back up.
Welcome
We're
to
good.
very candid lunchtime chat, girls. See, anybody can coach. Yeah, woo. But we talk about this in our team trainings all the time that it's like breaking through that barrier that we live in this box and you're kind of curious if there are other things out there. So you kind of start like poking holes in the box to like see what's out around you and you eventually break through. It's hard getting through that, right? It's challenging to get beyond that barrier, to go over that hurdle, get through that. But once you're on the other side, you see a whole new life around you. So I think it's so important to remember that you have the love and support of all of us. And that's Kate and I talk about this all the time. When you lean in to the team and into the group, you get so much love and support back that it's only going to help fuel you to keep growing and allowing yourself that space to grow, right? To blossom and grow forward and keep working on being healthier and happier. And really at the end of the day, you guys, that's what we do as coaches. We work on us first, not just being fit and having abs. We work on movement.
That's just a
Yes,
bonus.
that's just a bonus, right? That's a result of you
I
taking
still
care
don't
of
have
yourself.
abs.
You have
They're not
obliques.
there. Like I got put that right there. That's it. So just note to self. Abs aren't guaranteed either.
But really, at the end of the day, who cares when you feel super sassy and confident and you
That
feel
is
good in
true.
your skin? It doesn't matter, right? It doesn't
This is
matter.
true.
So I know that that's like sometimes that's like the picture that we want to work towards or whatever, but
Well,
it's
and
not the end
two,
all be all.
I do think, I mean, I know I do, like I share content on social media that is very much like the transitional stuff, like the transitional videos that I'll post, like from my before and then my after. I mean, it is literally geared towards like, hey, look, there was this body and then there was this body. And it's like, is that the most important aspect? No, but it's also like really clickbaity.
Mhm.
And so I do think that like I know I'm guilty of that. And then it's like, yeah, even though
But
it
it
isn't
opens
like
the
the most
door to
important
shift that
aspect.
perspective.
It does. It
It
gets people
opens
to be
the
like, hey, you look
mhm.
interesting.
Yeah, it
I'm gonna
opens
follow
the door
you.
to shift that perspective and help them see the other side of it. Because it is something that gets your attention, right? You guys, we are squirreled every couple of seconds. Think about it. How much you
What
consume
is it?
social
It's
media.
3 seconds. You have 3 seconds to
It's
get somebody's attention or lose
which
it.
is insane because we're constantly just scrolling. I'm guilty of it, right?
Mhm.
But so what I was starting to kind of focus on is the fact that we work on us first. And yes, fitness is a part of it and nutrition is absolutely a part of it because what we put in our bodies ultimately fuels our cells and our mind and our organs and everything, right? I think we forget that. We think, oh, I can't eat sweets anymore. Well, you guys, guess what? Sweets aren't serving your body. You wouldn't go put sugar in your gas tank. It's a different perspective, yes. And I'm not saying you can't ever have sweets or alcohol or the pizzas and all the things ever again, because Lord knows I consume my fair share. Okay. But what I'm saying is that when you fuel your body with good foods and you learn about nutrition and what's really going to give you vibrancy and energy in life, you feel better. Your moods are better because your hormones are more balanced. And then we work on working through all the mindset and personal growth and overcoming the hurdles and challenges that keep stopping us from actually living life, from doing the things that make us happy, right?
Well, and I think that's one of the hugest things because like I think back to like before I was a coach and my goals were always like I was that girl, like I would like pin all the things like on Pinterest, like all the pictures I want of all these women I wanted to look like that just had like the six pack and this ass and like this smooth skin and like all these things and like and that was how I needed to be. It was.
I need the smooth skin and that my cellulite ass. Where is that at?
I have an ass actually for the first time in my life. Thank you, Joe Freeman.
I do have a booty. It's just it is not that smooth like 20-year-old ass.
No.
It's been airbrushed.
No. Well, and then like you have like I know, right? And then you have like we're not 20 anymore.
Oh.
Fuck.
Why'd you tell me that? 29 for the rest of my life.
Yeah. I've been 29 for 6 years. So
I won't say mine.
I know. Okay, that's fine. Because I'm the young one here. You're the
baby
one. Anyway, but I used to like focus so much on the physical stuff. And like one of my favorite things, I think, for just me personally, like about becoming a coach, and I love that I had this aha moment for myself, and then I get to help other people to have it too, is you get to a point where you aren't concerned anymore about like what you look like. Like if I had $1 for every message I get from people who are like, how did you get rid of the mom pooch, or how did you get rid of the stretch marks, or how did you get rid of that? And I'm like, you are literally looking at me on a screen. It's all there. Like it's all there. And like I don't care. And I love being able, I think that's one of the things I'm most passionate about being a coach is I love helping people to have that aha moment for themselves. Not that you shouldn't have like goals. Like I'm all about physical goals, like, you know, with strength and things like that. But like helping somebody who had just the goal of like feeling confident in a bikini. And in order to do that, they had to be a size 2 and no longer look like they'd ever had kids or like carried a child like to term. Watching them like go through that transition where it's like, I'm feeling amazing. I am getting stronger by the day. I am super confident. I feel super sexy. I'm going to rock the bikini no matter what. I think that's my favorite. That's my favorite thing. And then like, and when you add in like the whole coach aspect, typically those people who really start feeling themselves are like, I want to pay that forward too. And then they become a coach. And it's like this just big, happy ripple effect that just, I mean, yes, like we make an income from it, but like even if we didn't, it's like the best girls club there is. Really.
It really is.
So,
well, I think that that's a good spot to like talk about sales because people are like, well, I don't want to sell people. And when we were talking a little bit ago, I was thinking, you guys, we all sell shit every single day, right? Like if you find a pair of jeans that you really love, you're telling your girlfriends where you got them, if they were on sale, whatever, right? If you go to a restaurant and you have a really good experience, the food is really good, you're telling your friends, you should go on your next date night here, blah, blah, blah. This was my experience. This is what I ordered. But you're selling people all the time. You're even selling your kids when you're bribing them to do shit that they should do and you're offering them something in return, right? We are constantly selling. But because we're making an income from this particular sale as a coach and helping other people, we get like worried and we like start to get all weird about it and uncomfortable about it. You guys, you're not selling a pair of jeans and you're not selling them a restaurant. You're freaking giving them the gift of life and to empower them to be that seed of belief to totally change the path of their life or to shift enough that they create their happiness. Like, it's crazy to think Kate was where she was. If I hadn't been in her inbox just to say hi and start a conversation, because I didn't say, hey, Kate, you want to join this challenge group with me or this wellness group with me? Do you want to invest in my products? Right. It was a genuine, how are you doing, and reconnect, because we went to college together and the relationship blossomed from there. Kate has her own coaches that the same thing. She reconnected, or she connected through social media, and people related to her story, and maybe that's you, right? You related to something in her, and she's taken the time to have that conversation and be that friend for you, to be that personal cheerleader until you build belief in yourself. That's what we get to do. We get to be that seed of belief that puts hope back in people's lives, which is pretty freaking awesome. Like there is nothing better. There, especially when you're talking about a job, there is nothing better than when you see your customers and coaches start to believe in themselves. Like Kate was talking about, having that aha moment and making that mental shift of having to have this physical to that they actually believe in themselves and they're confident, and they might obtain this too, but that's not the focus. It's that they're happy and they're loving life and they're proud of themselves. That's what it's about.
I feel like I feel like half of our job is believing in people before they can believe in themselves. It's like, here, let me like pour some belief into you, and then when you don't need that anymore, then you can take off on your own. I don't know. I feel like with the whole like quote unquote selling thing, I don't even, because I mean there's so many network marketers, like everybody's gotten a message where it's like, hey, it's the holiday, I thought of you, do you want to buy this and this product? And like they make my skin crawl every time. It doesn't matter if I don't know that person from Adam or if they're like a really close friend or something. It's just like, man, like I don't feel like I'm a part of this equation at all. Like I'm just a body with a bank account. Is how I feel. And like with us, it's like I always tell my coaches when they're starting, because it is nerve-wracking at first, you know, like you're putting yourself out there, you're going to start sharing your journey, you are going to be talking to people. I feel like, I don't know, I mean, I'm sure somebody will beg to differ, but I feel like the majority of us are introverted when it comes to like putting ourselves out there and talking to people.
Hello, we're both home by ourselves. Like, my house is quiet and I'm happy.
There's a dog over there sleeping. Okay, I am not by myself.
I have dogs sleeping too.
Okay, just simmer.
But the alone time is very nice.
I love alone time. It's so funny. You become a mom and it's like, just leave me by myself. It's great. But I feel like the majority of what we do is we just like connect with people and build relationships. And you're not there to connect with somebody to sell to them. You're there to connect just to connect with people. I have so many people that I'm close with that I talk to on a daily basis that have nothing to do with BODi. I've met them through social media. They're doing their own thing, whether they're just following along with me or we have some random thing in common. Maybe they're like another person who's using social media for their own business or whatever. And like I would have never met them otherwise, and they bring happiness and joy into my life and vice versa. And it's like we're there to connect with people and build relationships and just selfishly improve our quality of lives by connecting with other people, you know, like doing that as well. And then like we're there to help the people who need help. And when you come at it from that kind of perspective, the whole game changes. It all feels organic, nothing feels icky. You show up consistently, they know what you're about, they know what you're doing. And so it's like, I'm here. If you need me, I'm here. If you don't, great. Like can we still be friends? You know, like I don't know. I just feel like there can be such a negative connotation on it because of the experiences we've had from other people in the network marketing industry who use social media, and they just ruin the vibe for everybody. It's kind of how I feel.
Yeah. I mean, it's the truth.
Like you get on the other side of it and it's like, oh, it's nice over here.
It is nice over here. No, I love that. I just went through the chat. I don't think there are any specific questions, and we're just over 30 minutes. So are there any final thoughts that you personally have?
Yeah. I mean, we could talk about this forever. We know this.
I know, right? That's why I'm like, well, it's 12:35, so we should probably wrap it up.
We'll just talk all day. It'll be great. I don't know. I mean, I don't know if I have any final thoughts I haven't said like in the past. I feel like I don't know. I think my final thought, okay, I have a final thought. And it is that it's the same thing with the health and wellness aspect, like the whole like waiting for the stars to align or like waiting for it to be just like the right moment to get started. I don't think I don't think any successful person in life, not just from like a business standpoint, but from a life standpoint, and I'm not just talking about body, I'm talking about everything. I don't
Mhm.
think the people who wait for things to be perfect in order to start living their life don't live life. And I think it works that way with health and wellness. I know so many people who wait years and years and years and years and years to get started because it's not the right time, and then they just never start. And the same with coaching. Like, I don't know. Like, is jumping in and doing it messy, uncomfortable when it comes to any aspect of life? Yeah, but it also, I don't know, it's more fun and beautiful that way. And it's plus you get, I don't know, when you're doing it with like people that truly care about you, like the learning curve is fun.
Mhm.
So I don't know. That's my 2 cents.
No, I love that, and I think that's a perfect ending note. So, if you guys have any questions further, just let us know. And if you want to learn more about linking arms with us as a coach on the team, definitely message the coach who invited you to listen to this in the group, or feel free to message Kate or myself. We are always open books. Um, but if it's something that's on your heart, at least open your heart enough to learn and see if it's something that could be for you. Okay. All right. I love you guys. We won't be in here live again before the holiday. So Merry
We
Christmas.
should
And
we should definitely do this again though. This is way easier.
this was super fun. We don't have to be scripted and like have our thoughts on paper. We just kind of went with it, you guys. So if we were all over the map, it's because this is what you get. Okay.
This is what
um,
it's like to work with us, by the way.
It is, and
To a
voice
T.
memos and all the things, and you will, if you link
And
arms with
over
us,
caffeinated.
you will get more stick people. So,
Yeah.
yeah. All
What
right, I
the
love you
fuck?
guys. Happy holidays.